habit tracker video for Notion. So for my habit tracker, I wanted to kind of overview how I did certain things. So if you would like to do them for your own habit tracker, you are more than welcome to do so, and you can find out how I did it. And then I'd like to explain some things that help me to track my habits better, right? But if you would prefer to just download a template instead of making it yourself, I have made a free version of this template, and the link for it will be in the description below if you're curious about it. As you can tell, I like to have a little bit of a aesthetic. My one is Van Gogh, but if you wanted something a little cooler, some kind of retro aesthetic, I've made that template especially to that style. It'll have a nice cool little GIF up here. So yeah, if you want to have that cool looking template, I will provide a link of it down below. But if not, this video will guide you through on how to make your own awesome habit tracker. So to get started, I will explain. As you can see, I have the goals next to the calendar. So you might be wondering, why I have goals. In terms of habits, I like to keep the goals right next to the calendar tracker because it makes me feel more inclined to actually finishing or to actually sticking to these habits. And I am kind of a precise sort of person. I do want to know, if this is a habit, how often do I actually do these habits, and how much would I actually want to be doing these habits. So as you can see, I do have actual numbers and actual percentages, which I would like to calculate once the year is done. And yeah, I really like having these goals next to the habit tracker. It makes me feel okay, I have something that I need to reach. Because these are habits, I do think to myself, how often realistically will I be completing these habits? Will I want to continue doing them? What is my pattern in doing these habits and not, right? So these goals just help me to track it a little bit more accurately. If you have ever tried to make a table or a calendar, you would know that putting your calendar or table right next to another column is impossible. So how did I do this, you might ask? Well, what I did was I first created a sync block. And then after I create the sync block, that is when I will put in a table view. So I'll put the habit tracker as an example, keep it to the calendar, because that's what I tend to do. And then I will drag the calendar actually into the sync block. So I'll put another calendar as an example, put the calendar view here. So what I mean is that, if I try to stick it next to the sync block, it won't actually let me do it. It just puts it into the sync block. But if you just get the sync block and not the table or the calendar by itself, you can actually drag it next to other things. So you can do this with your tables, your calendars, anything that has a database. You can actually drag it next to something else as opposed to a normal calendar or database view, which it doesn't allow you to put it next to stuff. It only allows you to put it above or below. So that is my tip for you guys if you decide to make this habit tracker yourself. And this is one of my favorite hacks. I do this for a lot of my Notion templates. In terms of the views that I like to use for the habit tracker, the two primary ones is the calendar tracker and the checkout, which I will explain later. So I like to use a calendar tracker because I like to have a sort of visual representation of each day, whether I've actually recorded my habit for a day. And I also like the calendar tracker because I can see like the specific date when I started a new habit. So as you can see here, everything else is clocks, but this one is a star. And this one is a star because I actually started a new habit on that day. So if you click on it, you can see as a dot point that I started a new habit, which is 90-second daily dead hang. I just like to see it day by day. To some people, this might not be like, you might just not need the calendar tracker part at all. But it makes it feel kind of like a journal and like a day-to-day thing. So I enjoy that. So also as part of the calendar tracker, or as part of this database, it has a recurring template. So as you can see, every day it says daily habit tracker. It won't change. So just to make it easier, and so I don't have to do that every day, I made a repeating template. So as you can see here, you can see this blue repeat, and then if you click on the three dots, you can see that this repeats every day at 10 a.m. So you might be wondering, if there is a repeating template, why is there no template for today? And it's currently 3 p.m. So there should be a page on this day. And that's because if you see up here, it says no date. And when you click on the no date, you will actually see this kind of stray page. And when you click on this page, it will actually show up on today. So that is how you kind of retrieve your recurring template every day, to add it to your calendar tracker. And to me, it's easier, than just like a right click duplicate here, for example, and then move it to here. Like, you just have to press no date and then click, and then it's here. So yeah, that is something to keep in mind if you are using a recurring template. Alternatively, you can just be like, I can't be bothered to do a recurring template, and just do duplicate, paste here. That's also perfectly fine. So yeah, that is why I have my calendar tracker. So the next part of this, which is really important for the actual checking, is the checker part. And as you can see, it's like a table sort of view, and it is sorted for the date to be ascending. That's just to make sure that everything is like chronological order, because that is personally how I like it. The thing that I like the most about this checker is the fact that you can actually find your averages and the percentage of how much this is checked. So in order to do that, you can just see below here, when it's to do with numbers, currencies, if you clicked the numbers format, which is what this is, right? I chose the numbers format. You will have the ability to choose an average, a medium, a sum, minimum, maximum, range, everything like that. So like I said in my goal, I wanted an average of over 5,000 steps. And it can actually show me on how I am progressing with that thus far. And I will do today. So I've done a 30-minute walk, chose to skip on the hang today, and did a workout. So as you can see here, it will also show like how often you checked something. So here you can see the 30-minute walk, 66%. As you can see here, for the checked boxes, you can choose count all, checked, unchecked, percentage checked, and percentage unchecked. And even though something may not have a specific goal, I still want to see the percentage anyway, just in case I feel like putting a percentage on it for next year or something, if I decide to put a goal for that habit. If you want to tally up a specific year, what you can do is click on filter, and then click on date, and then you click on these, my bad, you click on these three dots and then add to advanced filter. So you'll see something a little longer here. And what you can choose for this is changing is to is within. And then you can choose within the past year, and it will show you all the dates of 2022 of this year. And it'll give you a very easy way to figure out your averages and percentages of the specific year if you're doing like a yearly roundup. If, for example, you start a new habit, you can check it. You can check from the day you started the habit. So as you can see here, there's all these time things, but you can see the star, which indicates that I started the 90-second hang as a new habit. So what I will do in order to check specifically from when this habit started instead of the start of the year is I will change the past year to a custom range. And I'll select the custom range to November 30th, when the habit started. And then I'll copy paste this to 2023 if I want to check how often I did it in a year. And then, as you can see, it will start from November 30th until November 2023 if those templates existed, as opposed to showing anything before November 29th. So yeah, this is one of the favorite things that I love about this habit tracker, the fact that I can be really accurate when it comes to figuring out when I started a specific habit, realistically actually how often I stuck to these habits, because especially this is a productivity YouTube, right? So I do like to try a variety of things, and obviously some things don't work. So yeah, I really love using this habit tracker. I hope that the information that I gave in this video is very useful to you, especially when you have specific goals related to your own habit tracker. So even though I've gone through how to actually make this template, feel free to download it in the link below. Like I said before, it's a nice, pretty, aesthetic template. It's for free, but if you are willing to donate even just a bit of money, I would really, honestly, gladly appreciate it. But you don't have to, you know, it's fine. You're fine. And if you'd like to see more Notion templates from me or videos about productivity and language learning, please subscribe, because more content like that is definitely on the way. And if you have any questions or suggestions for other videos, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. But apart from that, I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day. Hope it's very productive. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. Hope to see you soon. Bye.